manifesting. I'm running an alternate operating system where reality is programmable, not personal. I'm not visualizing. I am executing code. And most people are stuck in debug mode where they're wondering why their simulation won't load. So let's reset the rules. Manifestation isn't a mood board. It's a psychological advantage, a built-in override. And if you know how to use it, it stops being spiritual and starts being surgical. You're not here to attract anything. You're here to remember the version of you that already had it. And when you remember that version fully, cleanly, without distortion, reality doesn't hesitate. It obeys. Not because you asked, but because you became the source. Remember, your identity is your operating system. And your life doesn't reflect your goals. It reflects your dominant identity file. So if your results still look mid, you don't need a strategy. You need a system update. The moment my internal OS shifted, reality began syncing around me like it had no choice. Because it doesn't. That's why when I hit 100K 3 months in, just this past week, I didn't scramble. I didn't pivot. I didn't sprint to keep momentum. I stabilized as the version of me who already lives here. Because she wasn't built for 100K. She was built beyond it. So this wasn't only a celebration for me. It was a sync event. Here's how you run your system update. Number 1, you kill the character that is still waiting for proof. Number 2, you lock in the version of you who's already beyond the goal, who's already living that dream life right now. The version of you that made it. Whatever the biggest version of making it is, you want to go there. Full delusional, do not hold back. You need to go all in. Yes, it's not going to make sense. And again, this is the whole game. It's counterintuitive, but as you can see, it's effective. That's all that matters. Number 3 is you delete lag behaviors like over-explaining, checking metrics, adjusting your tone for the lowest common denominator in the room, the softest egos. Number 4, you synchronize inputs, visuals, tone, posture, pacing, wardrobe, meals, habits, all of it. Lastly, you refuse to self-correct for environments you've outgrown. That might feel uncomfortable and it's probably going to take some trial and error at first, but you have to be able to raw dog awkwardness and discomfort and hit yourself with the Gaslight 3000 and then also just hit everybody else with the Gaslight 3000 until you believe your character. This is essential. Stop self-correcting for the lowest common denominator in the room. Those earthbound people, those people who are like fucking corporate Natalie, stop. This is not about affirmations. This is about formatting. Because once the new identity file takes hold, reality has no say. It can only render what you've already coded. You want to know how I did it? Method acting. I don't try to believe it's done. I become the character that already knows it is. So for me, that is posting like I'm post-breakthrough. And of course, it's dressing like the debut already happened. I also narrate like the tipping point was months ago because to me, it already is. Like literally when I was narrating hitting 60K a few weeks ago, I accidentally had said when I hit 100K. I hadn't hit 100K, I just did. But I was already so locked in that literally weeks ago, I had already accidentally said what I was already living in. Does that make sense? The subconscious doesn't need proof. It needs alignment. And once the character is locked, the simulation syncs. This isn't spirituality, it's mechanics. And this isn't faith, it's formatting. People say that history is written by the victors, but the real war isn't external. It's the battle between your future and your familiar, between your identity and your instincts, between the version of you who leads and the version of you who lingers. That's the gladiator arena, baby. That's where the timeline splits. In other words, I didn't beat the algorithm. I deleted the version of me who thought it could stop me. And once I did that, scaling wasn't a reward. It was a side effect. I didn't win with more effort. I won because I became incompatible with defeat. Defeat is not in my self-concept. I walk around all day feeling like I'm winning. That's why I do. People say that I'm inspiring, and while I love that, I'm not. I'm destabilizing. I'm showing people where their rituals are addiction, where their timelines are patched with scarcity logic, where their effort is actually masking energetic distortion. I don't offer options. I create collapse. And I don't teach. I uninstall. That's why I'm scaling. Not because I'm loud, not because I have amazing tips, but because I'm clear. I'm not broadcasting value. I'm holding identity precision, and reality is recalibrating itself around it. Remember, your narrative equals timeline control. Humans don't want success. They want story. They want to watch an underdog become a force. They want to witness a protagonist remember who the fuck they are. That's why my growth feels mythic, because you're not watching a strategy. You're watching a return. You're watching what happens when thoughts, tone, timing, self-concept sync. No gap, no lag, no seeking. Just, she's already there, and the universe moves to match it. This isn't just narrative. It's a timeline override. Let's be very clear. I'm not saying that you can have it all. I'm saying when you stabilize the version of you that already does, reality has no choice. You don't need more proof. You need a new file. And you don't need more effort. You need less distortion, less resistance. You don't even need more time. Let my 100K in 3 months be your proof that you don't need more time. You need to choose the timeline and lock it the fuck in. The character is synced. The simulation is syncing. And history will remember the ones who rewrote themselves in public. This isn't content. This is the goddamn source code. History is written by the victors, but it's not the victors on the battlefield. History is written by the people who went to battle in the arena in here and won. If you can win in here, out here is nothing. This is the hardest battle of your life. So no, you're not out of time. You're out of alignment. No more asking. No more waiting. You either stabilize or you glitch forever. Remember, you can't just study this. Like, I love that you're saving my videos, that you're watching, but you can't just study it and observe. You need to become it. We know how it goes.